You're walking through a dark forest at night. No flashlight, just you, the moon, and the shadows between the trees. Suddenly, you see a faint greenish glow on the ground. It looks like a forgotten nightlight, like magic from a fairy tale. You get closer and realize it's a mushroom, just glowing as if someone installed a tiny LED in it. And while you're standing there watching this surreal spectacle, you think, huh? Why is this mushroom glowing? Is it throwing a party? Does it want attention? The truth is even weirder. Mushrooms don't glow by accident. They have a reason. Several, actually. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're looking at why some mushrooms glow in the dark, how they do it, and what that has to do with beetles, flies, and a molecule called luciferin. Let's start with the basics. The phenomenon is called bioluminescence, the ability of living organisms to produce light. You know this from fireflies, deep-sea fish, and some jellyfish. But mushrooms? They're not in the category of things you'd expect to glow. And yet, there are about 80 known species of glowing mushrooms spread across the world, from tropical rainforests to temperate forests. Some glow green, some yellow, some even blue. The most famous example is the honey fungus, also known as foxfire or fairy fire. It glows faintly greenish and grows on decaying wood. Then there's the bitter orange bonnet, whose cap glows in the dark like a little lantern. And the absolute star of glowing mushrooms is Pinellus stypticus, the bitter oyster mushroom. Sounds unspectacular, but at night it looks like a miniature Christmas tree. But how does it work? The answer lies in a chemical reaction that sounds almost poetic. Mushrooms produce a molecule called luciferin. The name comes from the Latin lux and ferri, to carry, so light bearer. This luciferin reacts with an enzyme called luciferase. When oxygen is added, a chemical reaction occurs that releases energy, and this energy is given off as light. It's like a tiny, controlled explosion at the molecular level. No heat, just light. Cold light, also called chemiluminescence. More efficient than any light bulb, because almost 100% of the energy is converted into light, not heat. If humans could do this, we'd have no electricity bills anymore. But here comes the big question. Why do mushrooms do this at all? Producing light costs energy that the mushroom could also use for growing, reproducing, surviving. So there must be a good reason. And science has 3 theories. Theory number 1, attracting insects. This is the most popular explanation. Many glowing mushrooms glow at night when nocturnal insects are out and about. Beetles, flies, small moths. These insects are attracted to the light, crawl over the mushroom, and spores stick to them. They're so loneliness that the mushroom wants to spread. The insect flies away, lands somewhere else, and brings the spores along. The mushroom just recruited free Uber drivers for its reproduction. Studies have shown that glowing mushrooms actually attract more insect visitors than non-glowing ones. It's like a neon sign in the forest. This way, fresh mushrooms! For the mushroom, that's a genius trick. It can't move, so it gets the world to come to it. Theory number 2, deterrence. Some researchers believe the glow is meant to deter predators. In nature, bright glowing often means, warning, poisonous, or leave me alone. Some animals associate bioluminescence with danger. A glowing mushroom could thus signal, I'm not edible, don't even try. Whether this actually works is disputed, but it's a possibility. Theory number 3, coincidence. Yes, really. Some scientists believe the glowing is simply a byproduct of another biochemical reaction. The mushroom produces certain enzymes for its metabolism, and the glow is just a waste product. Like when your car produces exhaust while driving. It's not the point, it just happens. In this case, the glow would have no evolutionary advantage, it would just be there. But most researchers believe in the insect theory. Too many glowing mushrooms show patterns that suggest they glow mainly at night when insects are active, they glow more strongly when they're producing spores, and they glow in the spots that insects are most likely to touch. That's not coincidence, that's strategy. And here's where it gets really cool. Not all parts of the mushroom glow. In some species, only the cap glows. In others, only the stem. Some glow only when they're young, others only when they get old. There are even mushrooms where only the mycelium glows, the underground network of fungal threads that you normally never see. In this case, the mycelium might attract insects that dig in the soil and distribute spores in the process. But glowing also has disadvantages. It doesn't just attract useful insects, but also slugs that like to eat mushrooms. A dilemma for the mushroom: light on and spread spores, but risk getting eaten? Or light off and stay safe, but no reproduction? Evolution decided light on. The benefits apparently outweigh the risks. Interestingly, most mushrooms only glow during certain life stages. Young mushrooms often glow brighter because they're actively producing spores. Old mushrooms glow weaker or not at all. It's like an advertising campaign that only runs when there's something to sell. Once the spores are gone, the light goes out. Efficient. And then there's the matter of color. Most glowing mushrooms glow green or blue-green. Why? Because these wavelengths penetrate best through darkness and vegetation. Yellow or red light would be absorbed faster. Green is optimal for visibility in the forest. So the mushroom has not only learned to glow, but to glow in the right color. By the way, humans have been observing glowing mushrooms for centuries. In ancient Greece, Aristotle wrote about glowing mushrooms and called them cold fire. Sailors used rotting wood overgrown with glowing mushrooms as emergency lighting on ships. In World War II, Japanese soldiers allegedly used glowing mushrooms to read maps at night without using flashlights that could have alerted the enemy. Today, scientists are trying to isolate the genes for bioluminescence from mushrooms and insert them into other organisms. Imagine having trees that glow at night and make street lamps obsolete. Or flowers that turn your garden into a light show. That sounds like science fiction, but it's theoretically possible. Some researchers have already grown glowing plants in the lab. They don't glow bright enough yet, but the technology is developing. And if you're now thinking, cool, looks delicious when glowing, some of these mushroom species are actually edible. The honey fungus, for example, though toxic raw, can be eaten cooked. But careful, not all glowing mushrooms are edible, some are highly poisonous. So please don't eat glowing mushrooms just because they look pretty. That's not a good idea, even if they seem like magical snacks. So next time you're walking through a forest at night and see a greenish glow on the ground, remember, that's not a ghost, not a lost glow stick. That's a mushroom trying to attract insects to spread its spores. A small biological wonder, a chemical light show, proof that nature sometimes does things that look like magic but are actually just very clever biology. And who knows, maybe in a few decades we'll be walking through cities lit by glowing trees. Until then, the glow remains reserved for mushrooms, fireflies, and deep-sea creatures. But it's nice to know it's out there. So stay curious, and if you like glowing mysteries like this, subscribe to the channel, because this is where your curiosity gets satisfied. Who knows, maybe you've also wondered why you sometimes forget what you wanted to do after entering a room. Or why your arm falls asleep? You'll find the answers in these videos. Enjoy!